Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session of NutriLIV360. Tonight, we bring to you an insightful session on all about weight management: what, when, and how much to eat, the role of nutrition in weight loss, and how to lose that fat the right way. Today, we have our very own speaker, Deepika Vora, who has her background in corporate and who's probably an ideal for all of us. She has walked the talk and knows what she's sharing. She brings to us the knowledge as well as her personal experience and breathes in us the belief that if she could do it, so can we. Let's welcome her onto this virtual stage and listen to her very, very carefully. Over to you, Deepika.
Thank you so much, Ruchita. Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And repeating what Farooq always says, I hope you've had your dinner long before this meeting started. Very interesting topic, आज का. Oh my God. Before I actually went through this entire transformation, and even now, what I feel very strongly is, दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा मुश्किल काम क्या है? I think सबसे ज्यादा मुश्किल काम है weight loss करना. और वेट लॉस करने से भी ज्यादा मुश्किल काम क्या है? उसको मेंटेन करके रखना, बिकॉज दैट इज अ बिगर चैलेंज एंड दैट इज एग्जैक्टली वेयर मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल दे फेल टू एक्चुअली डू सो. बहुत सारी रिसर्च है जो ये कहती है कि ऑलमोस्ट 60 to 70% of people who actually do the effort, go through the grind and lose that weight, they eventually see that weight coming back within the next 2 years. And trust me, that's a fact. We all struggle with it. But as long as you are a part of a community as phenomenal as ours, trust me, we will make sure that you don't fall out of that system and that entire community, and not forget the reason why you initially became a part of this group. So fantastic. Healthy weight management, क्या फर्क पड़ता है हमारे ऊपर फिजिकली, फिजियोलॉजिकली, किस टाइम पे खाना चाहिए, क्या खाना चाहिए? जस्ट अ क्विक सेशन ऑन द सेम. आई जस्ट शेयर माय स्क्रीन, गिव मी अ सेकंड. ओके, perfect. Right. So healthy weight management. Yes, continue to share. What are the factors that lead to overweight and obesity? Agar main, even if I just not look at this entire slide which is in front of me, and I look at and I go back in time and I think what were the factors that affected me being the way I was all my life. It was poor choice of food that I was eating, the wrong timing of the food that I was eating, the wrong combinations that I was eating, the proportions and the quantities that I was eating, the lack of exercise, which was a big, big, big missing point in my life that was there. And eating out was a very, very common phenomena. I think I used to practically plan the whole week, live each day thinking कि okay, next meal कहाँ बाहर खा सकते हैं या बाहर से मंगवा सकते हैं, और how to make the home cooked meal more fancier, more dense in calories, because the concept was that the more the higher the calories or more the butter and ghee, the tastier the food will be. So basically, all in all, some misconceptions that I had about what tasty food looks like. And the priority was not really nutritious food. The priority was not really the health. The priority predominantly was momentary taste of the food, which actually doesn't even stay in your mouth for a very long time. Coming back to the slide, the lifestyle. What causes overweight? What causes obesity? What causes us to continue in that pattern? The lifestyle that we choose on a daily basis. Like I said, lack of physical activity. Very, very, very important aspect. बहुत सारे लोग, we really underplay the importance of getting good, peaceful 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. People who have known me over the last 10 years or so, who have been a part of this community, and we've been a part of the same team, they would know that I would not sleep before 1:30, 2 o'clock every night. That was a pattern. I would wake up a bit late, and invariably I would complain of having my headaches, and then I would pop a pill which would take, which would be a pain reliever. So it was a vicious cycle that I had become a part of. So if you don't get a good sound 6 to 8 hours of sleep, it will definitely result in weight gain. Why will it result in weight gain? We've covered that topic, the circadian rhythm, in a lot of other sessions as well. A lot of underlying health conditions also lead to, overweight and obesity. Yes, people do say it is genetic, but it is only genetic to the point, like Farooq says, that, uh, you're not, you can't, it's not that you can't run. Because it runs it the problems don't run in your blood or does not run in your genes. The problems actually exist because nobody runs in the family. So very important. I come from a Punjabi household where, eating late into the night, eating heavier meals, eating, calorie dense meals was a part of the lifestyle. So because I was born and brought up in a family like that, yes, there were certain wrong practices. So, not that they were a part of my genes, but yes, they were a part of my lifestyle because that is what I had opened my eyes to. Definitely, if your gut health is not in an optimum condition, it is bound to affect not only your eating habits, but will also lead to overweight and obesity. Again, poor gut health will also lead to eating unhealthy food, like I just mentioned before this slide. Nutrient deficiency. When you don't, why do we focus on the, portion control, and why do we focus on designing your meal plate in such a way that you have enough protein, you have enough carbohydrates, you have enough fiber, macro and micronutrients? बिकॉज अगर आपके खाने में वो सारा न्यूट्रिशन नहीं है जो आपकी बॉडी को ऑन अ डेली बेसिस चाहिए, यू विल एंड अप ईटिंग इन बिटवीन मील्स. You will feel the urge or need or feel hungry to eat more because your body is not getting that nutrition from the food that you are eating. But contrary to this, if your meal plate is sufficient in terms of, the way our breakfast should look like, with about 40% of protein and, complex carbs and fiber, if you're literally having it that way, you will not feel hungry till your next meal time. High amounts of stress. नाउ आई रिपीटेडली से स्ट्रेस सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि किसी का 50 लाख का लोन चल रहा है. The overall environment in which we live these days is full of stress, is full of anxiety, is full of concern, is full of worry, is constantly judging yourself in comparison to people around you, professionally, personally, socially, etc. All of this really results in high levels of stress, which also results in weight gain. The kind of medicines that some of us are having, pertaining to different lifestyle challenges that we are going through, also results in weight gain. A lot of environmental factors, they also contribute significantly to your weight gain and your obesity, and you're not really losing that weight in the long run. ओके, कुछ फैक्ट्स की बात करें तो इंडिया थर्ड लार्जेस्ट है ओबीस पॉपुलेशन में, ओनली थर्ड आफ्टर यूएस एंड चाइना. So you can imagine that we are literally heading towards a disaster in terms of, we are already, I think, the diabetic capital of the world as far as cardiovascular problems are concerned, as far as other, scary ailments are concerned. We are really leading the bandwagon. 1 out of 4 women and 1 out of 5 men are overweight in India. I am 100% sure that this is a very, very conservative number, because if we look just about, look at 50 people whom you interact with or whom you cross every single day in your day to day life. And you will not really need to have a look at these research figures. You can just look around you and find out that this is really, really a very conservative number that we are talking about. Annual increase in adult obesity in the between the year 2020 to 2035 will be 5.2%, which by all standards is extremely high. Now, कैसे measure करते हैं कि भाई आपका weight, are you in the optimum weight category or not? There is something called as body mass index, BMI. हम सब ने इसके बारे में सुना है. What exactly is this and how do you calculate? It is your weight in kilograms over your height square, which is in meters. तो आपका जो भी वेट है उसको आप अपनी हाइट को मीटर्स में कन्वर्ट करके स्क्वायर करके जो भी इमेज नंबर आ रहा है, फिगर आ रही है, that is your BMI. Now, the chart that you see in front of you, this is a broad classification as per World Health Organization, also as per Asia Pacific specific numbers. कि अगर आपका BMI 18 से कम है, 18.5 से, so you are underweight. If it's normal, then it should be between 18.5 to 24.9. If you're talking about specifically Asia Pacific, it should be between 18.5 to 22.9. That's an average. So your disease risk is average. You are still at a disease risk, but it is average. Overweight is between 25 to 29.9 for World Health, or for the entire as per WHO. For Asia Pacific, it's 23 between 23 and 24.9, and your disease risk increases the higher your BMI is. Obesity level is when it is between 30 to 34.9 or 35 to 39.9, so is massively high. And moderate to severe depending upon your obesity level. And of course, if it is greater than 40, God bless you, and God bless your body, and God bless your soul. We very are focused when when you come onto this program. We are talking about targeting all these aspects and not just weight loss, because like Farooq always says, that there is a difference between losing fat and there is a difference between losing weight. And what you really need to keep in mind is that, are you building your muscle, or are you actually losing your muscle mass while you're losing weight? So we definitely focus on losing weight the right way. We strongly recommend people who are a part of this community to have a digital scale in their households, whichever they prefer, so that it gives them a correct and a detailed breakup of what their body looks like, when they start on the program and when they continue probably 3 to 4 months later. Okay. Perspective about the high BMI in India. Now, I'm sure you would have growing up heard, a kahavat, or, a line which is खाते पीते घर के हैं. Now, खाते पीते घर के हैं, वो कहते कहते कहते, it has, it's got a different connotation in India now. Age of poverty, it's called basically a symbol of wealth if you are flourishing health wise. Modern age mein, you need to be tip top, you need to be in proper shape, you need to have have some fitness goals in your life, you need to have some health goals in your life. We were far less aware of what we are supposed to eat. I because this program, we also do a recording, and oftentimes I see my mom sitting in Gurgaon. She would probably on YouTube watch this program, and she's so many times told me that even though my dad was in the army, she says, beta, growing up, when you kids were growing up, even we did not know how important it is for kids to have salad every day, for kids to have the right amount of fruit every day, because the awareness about say 15-20 years ago was much lesser vis-a-vis the awareness that we have now. Today you talk to kids who are going to school, they will tell you, I need to have 5 different colors of fruit every single day, etc. So awareness is much higher. Non-healthy food options were much lesser. Simple food hota tha, and it was very nutritious because the farming practices were such that the food was good, it would give you that nutrition. But yet the options that we have now is, I think, we have a plethora of options vis-a-vis what we had say again 20 years ago. People back then were much less conscious about how they looked, what they ate, how they went about their life. Vis-a-vis today, it's a constant struggle. If we look around us, that somebody's going for a Pilates class, somebody's going for kickboxing, somebody's going to the gym, somebody's going for a marathon run, etc., etc. So yes, people are very conscious about the way they look, and it's not just about the way they look. People understand that it is one thing to look to be slim, to be thin, and it is another thing to be fit. And thankfully, the India today is more focused on being fit. They are working on their fitness levels, they are working on their endurance levels, which is a very good sign as of today. Now, beyond that, let's unveil your weight with your waist to hip ratio. ये basically क्या है? Waist to hip, आप your waist divided by your hip in inches, it'll give you a ratio. Male में अगर ये greater than 1 है, the ratio, then you are at a very high risk as far as lifestyle and other diseases. You're basically inviting a lot of diseases into your body. If it is between 0.9 to 0.99, it's a moderate risk. If it is less than 9, then it is definitely at a low risk. For women, greater than 0.85 is high risk. Between 0.8 to 8, 0.85 is moderate, and less than 0.8 is low risk. So this is a number that you can calculate sitting at home. It will give you a good understanding of where do you stand. You can, probably click this pictures for a better reference later. Now, क्या risk involved है? We all understand, being overweight, being on the other side of the weighing scale, definitely you are attracting unnecessary diseases or lifestyle challenges in the coming times. But how can they be, broadly categorized? They can be categorized as cardiovascular disease. Your heart will be at massive risk. Diabetes, we are not ignorant to the prevalence of diabetes in India as of right now. We are almost the diabetic capital of the world. Musculoskeletal disorders, yes, please. When there is too much of stress happening in our body in terms of fat, in terms of visceral fat, suppressing our organs and having an impact, it will definitely impact your musculoskeletal structure as well. Hormonal disorders, hyperthyroidism, PCOS, etc. Very, very common problems that we see in youngsters these days. So we need to be aware. Physical consequences क्या हो सकते हैं weight के? अगर मेरा, if it's like saying that if somebody is say 100 kgs, or what aspects do you think? You will definitely be less active. You'll not be able to really do things too much. You'll not be able to move around too much. You will definitely be more prone to fractures, falling down, because the body balance really goes for a toss. You will feel very, very lazy. You would not want to get up and do things. You would not be very enterprising in terms of taking too many initiatives. Your bodily movements get restricted, and when your bodily movement gets restricted, your body starts, how do I say, it'll unnecessarily jam your body, your organs, your hands, your joints, etc., and lead to further problems in the long run. ओके, फिजियोलॉजिकल, योर साइकोलॉजिकल कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस क्या हो सकते हैं? मेंटली आपको कैसे इफेक्ट कर सकता है? डेफिनेटली यू विल हैव योर मूड स्विंग्स समटाइम, suddenly you will be, up and above, and suddenly you will have a absolute crash, and you will feel very depressed. You will feel very anxious. You might feel be very concerned or worried. It will impact your quality of life, because you will not be able to be outdoors too much, doing things that you want to do at the time that you want to do, as much as you want to do. This leads to lowering of your motivation level also, because life में जब excitement नहीं रहती है, आप वो सारे काम नहीं कर सकते हो जो आप करना चाहते हो. Your body is not really walking and running with you the way you want to, the pace at which you want to mentally. It is bound to affect you in terms of motivation. Body image issues, again, like I said, it's not about body shaming, it's not about body image, it's about what you feel good in. And you will definitely, because if your body is going through a lot of challenge, if it is facing too much of stress, it is not going to make you feel good about itself. And yes, good or bad, we live in an environment today where the social media is so prevalent, and how you look when you step out, or how you look even when you're at home, or in a daily day-to-day life, it is bound to impact you mentally, emotionally, psychologically. And yes, like I said, socio-economic burden. मेरे आसपास वाले fitness freaks हैं. They're going to the gym, they're going for Pilates, they're going for kickboxing, they're going for swimming. And here I am sitting like a couch potato in front of my TV screen. Yes, it will impact me psychologically, and it will tell me I'm not good enough. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. I'm being very lazy. So yes, these are the psychological impacts. Vis-a-vis, what are the benefits of having a healthy weight? Now, अगर उसके फिजिकल कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ये हैं, तो डेफिनेटली उसके प्लसेस क्या होंगे? उसके प्लसेस ये होंगे कि आपका हार्ट सेफ रहेगा. Absolute contra to that. It will be less prone to any kind of chronic diseases. You will have a lot of tons of energy if you are, in your optimum body weight. You will be able to move around faster. You will be able to do some kind of physical workouts. You'll be able to, manage your stuff, your activities on your own. Your joints will be, in regular motion. Body fluidity is in place. it improves your mental health. You can, you can be where you want to be, you can do what you want to do, you feel confident. It gives you a burst of energy when you are out there doing any kind of physical workout. It definitely improves your morale. It enhances your overall quality of life. Now, very key aspect in maintaining, in losing weight and maintaining your body weight is, when do you eat? I think the biggest contributor to my transformation over the last 2 years, to my losing my weight, was one thing that I, really caught on to, was following the circadian rhythm. Whether or not I'm at home, whether I'm at an event, whether I am traveling, let the hell may break loose. I ensured while I was on this journey that, and even now, that I mean, I cannot swear that, maybe once or twice in a year, definitely, maybe 3, 4 times in a year, but I have made it a practice in my life that post 6 o'clock, I choose to say no to anything that is going inside my body except maybe water, because that is a way of life. It has helped me sleep better. It has practically helped me get rid of my headaches uh, to a very great extent. I think almost 90%. It has definitely helped my gut issues in terms of acid reflux, etc. And it has been one of the biggest contributors to my weight loss. And I can proudly say that you will not really find me in any, gathering or whatever, eating post 6 o'clock, because that is something I have chosen to. It has suited my body. It has worked wonders for my body. Why is it that we say it is important? Because we are talking about the circadian rhythm here. We are talking about an inner clock that your brain follows, that is your individual clock. When you eat between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., what happens? There are certain hormones that get released which work towards digesting and absorbing the nutrition that you are eating, from the food that you're eating, and digesting it well. When you eat late, when you eat after 6 p.m., there are certain other hormones that are basically released, like cortisol, adiponectin, insulin. Now, these are adiponectin. These are basically hormones that are suppressed after 6 o'clock, so that your body can work on repairing, on on healing your, whatever wear and tear the body has gone through throughout the day. But when you eat late at night, when you eat food, the entire focus of the body again goes back to your gut, to your stomach, to digesting that food. In that scenario, what actually happens is the hormones which were supposed to be released to heal your body, to repair your body, their function gets suppressed. As a result, what happens is, okay, over a period of time, over a period of few months, over a period of couple of years, that when that repair and that healing mechanism gets interfered with, when it gets suppressed, it will result into certain lifestyle diseases or challenges entering your body, becoming, a part of your daily routine. So please respect the circadian rhythm. When you wake up in the morning, certain hormones get secreted in your body which tell your body it's time to now eat, it's time to expect food, it's time to expect nutrition, it's time to, break down that food, absorb that nutrition from that food, so that the body can come in a working flow. Okay, so this is what this complicated slide basically looks like. So if there is a circadian rhythm synchronization, your insulin spike will be monitored, it will be under control. You will have a good glucose control, and you will have a healthy BMI. But when that synchronization is disrupted, you will fall prey to a very excessive weight, poor glucose control, obesity, and diabetes. So please try as much as possible to finish your meals as soon as possible. If not 6, maybe 7. If not 7, definitely by 8 o'clock, because anything later than that will impact your life, your health in the coming times. Okay. Now, when do you eat? So are you into a time restricted eating, or are you into a, any time round the clock, midnight binging, etc., etc.? When you do a round the clock eating, like we just discussed, body weight ऊपर जाएगा, adiposity ऊपर जाएगी, आपका stress body का ऊपर जाएगा, body में inflammation. One of the biggest causes, when most of the times when you eat very late, I'm talking about people who eat, probably 9:30, 10, 10:30 and later, trust me, most often than not, आपका खाना रात को digest भी नहीं होता. It stays in your stomach like that almost till the next morning, and it gives out foul smell. You will have, bad burps. You will have a bit of reflux also because of it. And this causes a lot of inflammation in your body. It causes glucose intolerance. It causes insulin resistance. In contrast to that, when you respect the circadian rhythm, when you have a time restricted eating, each of these factors are taken care of and your body stays healthy. Okay. Why is morning nutrition important? Why is it important? Because आपकी body on an average 10 से 12 घंटे के fast mode में होती है when you sleep at night. उस time पे, like I just said, a lot of repair work happens in your body. Most of the nutrients get utilized for that repair work. When you wake up in the morning, your body is already, in deficit of most of the essential nutrients. That's your micros and your macros. And it is extremely important that when you wake up, within the first 2 hours, you should have your breakfast. You need to have your protein, you need to have your fiber, you need to have your carbs, your vitamins and minerals, so that aapki jo body, which is like, a machine, it gets its fuel to get started for the day's activity. It needs, now, why morning nutrition is important? It triggers thermogenesis and kickstarts your metabolism. Thermogenesis kya hai? Basically the rate at which your body burns calories. वो ज़्यादा effective होगी अगर आप morning में अपना breakfast properly करोगे. Your body will burn more calories. It will help you lose weight faster. Eating a healthy breakfast jumpstarts your metabolism definitely, and it helps you burn more calories. So make sure you do that. It also helps in maintaining your blood sugar levels. How does it happen? अगर आपका ब्रेकफास्ट बैलेंस्ड है, अगर आपके ब्रेकफास्ट में प्रोटीन भी है, कार्ब्स भी हैं, फाइबर भी हैं, and if it is containing all the nutrition that your body needs to get started in the day, you will not, one, you will stay satiated for much longer. You will not feel the urge to eat or binge between meals before your lunch, and you will not basically, reach out for the bag of chips or reach out for the bag of cookies or biscuits, which we eventually do. Most often what people do is कि अच्छा चलो एक कप चाय पी लेते हैं, probably have a cup of coffee or whatever. You will not need to do that if you're having a balanced meal at the time of the meal. It is only when our meals are deprived of the nutrition that it needs to have at that point of time of the day is when we actually binge eat. How much should you eat? अगर आपने अपना वेट मेंटेन करना है तो जो कैलोरीज आप बर्न कर रहे हो, अगर आप उतनी ही कंज्यूम कर रहे हो, so calorie in versus calorie out, if it is the same, you will maintain your weight. Okay. If your calorie in, if you want to gain your weight, most of us, some of us are, I won't say lucky, but yeah, some of us are blessed who probably are looking at gaining weight. So your calorie in has to be higher than your calorie out. You will gain weight. But if you are wanting to lose weight, then your calorie in has to be less than your calorie out. You need to burn more calories than you're consuming to be in a calorie deficit mode. So this is what this picture basically represents, and you can follow. Now, how much to eat for weight loss? Like I just said, calories in should be less than calories out. Calories out कितनी तरह की होती हैं, किस तरीके से हम अपनी calories burn करते हैं? There is something called as EAT, which is exercise activity thermogenesis, which comprises of 5%. We have NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is 15%, and TEF, which is thermic effect of food, which contributes to 10%, and BMR, basal metabolic rate, contributes to 70%. अब क्या है ये ईट, नीट और टीईएफ? ईट है एक्सरसाइज एक्टिविटी थर्मोजेनेसिस. जो भी वर्कआउट आप डेलिबरेटली कर रहे हो, विच इज एन एक्टिव फॉर्म ऑफ वर्कआउट, मे बी स्विमिंग, मे बी जिमिंग, मे बी रनिंग, मे बी some yoga or some kind of intense workout that you do, the calories that are burnt during that workout, they contribute to about 5% of the entire calories that you burn in the day. NEAT is non-exercise, so which is basically any activity other than your intentionalized workout that you do. So if you're making your bed, if you're mopping your house, if you're washing the clothes, if you're walking down the stairs, coming up the stairs when you're going to the market, just generally walking little bit inside the house, sitting and mopping your house, etc., etc. These activities which you do on a day-to-day basis are non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which contribute 3 times more than the intentionalized एक्सरसाइज एक्टिविटी थर्मोजेनेसिस. तो जब हम ये अवॉइड करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि लेट मी जस्ट order in some groceries that I want to, or take the lift instead of the stairs. Say, if you're going just 2 3 floors up and down, I'm not talking about 15 16 floors. So if you can choose to opt for doing these activities yourself and take the stairs instead of the lift as much as you can, imagine the burnout will be 3 times higher than the actual activity induced thermogenesis. That is what need is. So focus on doing those little activities of the household every single day as much as possible. People who go to work can probably have a standing desk, and they can request for a standing desk in their office. Most of the companies, they don't mind giving you that. Instead of sending a mail to your colleague, probably walk up to the department and talk. That is another way of doing that. And thermic effect of food is basically जो calories आपकी body burn करती है to digest the food. That contributes to about 10%. So बेसल मेटाबॉलिक रेट बेसिकली ये है कि जो कैलोरीज आपकी बॉडी बर्न करती है टू रन its functions on a daily basis. The calories which are used by your vital organs, for your lungs to perform optimally, for your heart to perform optimally, for your liver, etc., that contributes to about 70%. Even when you're lying down, your body is still burning calories to do some kind of workout to run on an optimum level. So this is how calories get burned. So your energy intake has to be less than your energy out. That is when you will lose weight. But if I've already explained, if you want to maintain, it should be same. If you want to gain, it should be more than that. Okay. What do you eat? क्या खा रहे हैं? आपकी body is like a machine. Your body is like probably your household. The stronger the foundation, the stronger the material you use to build a house, the better and longer it will stay, and it will be able to sustain whatever withering that the life has to offer or the environment has to offer. So what is the quality of material? What is the kind of food you're eating? Oftentimes when we talk to people, people say, हम तो organic store से लेके आते हैं. आप organic store से लेके आते हो, but tell me one thing, we're talking about a country like India, where in India, especially, now the coming months that are to follow, where in India, tell me a city where you can get a combination of absolutely organic and pure air, organic and pure water, organic and pure soil, because these are the factors that lead to, organic food and organic produce. So are you ensuring that what is going inside your body is pure and organic? Is it strong? Is it healthy? Is it long lasting? Because unless that is so, it may not have the effect on your body that you think it will. So a balanced, nutritious food should be rich in protein, should be rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, etc., so that it can give your body the strength to cope up on a day-to-day basis. So make sure that you are sure of where you're getting your food from and what is it that you're putting on your plate. Does your plate look something like this? If your plate looks something like this, fantastic. But if there is something missing, the more you share your plate on the group or the community, the better you will be able to understand what exactly do you need to put on a daily basis. And trust me, this entire activity is something that you probably need to do 3 to 4 weeks minimum to just get a grasp of it. हमें ऐसा लगता है कि हमें ये हमेशा करना पड़ेगा. आपको ये हमेशा नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Once you know what you're putting on your plate, by looking at it itself, that is where our mission is achieved. So 13% of your plate should be fruits, 7% should be pulses or protein in some form or the other, 25% should be milk or curd, preferably curd, because that's very gut friendly. Nuts and seeds, about 2%, 2% fat and oil. 30% should be fiber in terms of vegetables and green leafy vegetables, and 20% cereals. So this is what your plate should look like. Share your meal plates to get a better understanding of what exactly is going on going inside your body. Now, what you eat, are you having enough protein? Are you having enough fiber? Are you having enough vitamins and minerals in your food? Now, how does protein support in your healthy weight management? हमारे सिर के बाल से लेके हमारे पैर के आखिरी नाखून तक, every single cell in our body requires protein to offer for its optimum function. Protein is one macro that our body does not really store for a use at a later date. Whatever protein you consume every single day, Whatever gets used by the body, the remaining gets eliminated the next day. So there are no protein reserves in the body, which means that you need to replenish protein tank, fill your protein tank every single day, first thing in the morning, so that your body can perform, function optimally. Kitna protein khana chahiye? 1 gram at least per kg body weight. So if you are about 70 kgs, you need 70 grams of protein every single day. How does protein help you? It helps you reduce your weight. It also helps reduce your body fat. It also helps preserving your muscle mass and also building your muscle mass. Our muscles really need a lot of protein to build themselves. You must have heard people who are gym goers who are actually wanting to have those dole shole. They focus a lot on protein, but you should be very sure of the quality of protein that you're putting inside your body. It improves your body composition. It definitely greatly impacts your glucose spikes. If you have sufficient protein along your meal, the speed at which insulin spike will happen is significantly reduced, and it also induces satiety. कैसे protein आपको satiated रखता है for a longer period of time? Because when you take enough protein in your meal, your body takes a very long time to break down and digest that protein, and hence it gives you a feeling of being full for a longer period of time vis-a-vis carbohydrates, which get digested very quickly. So the more carb rich your diet is, I'm not saying don't have carbs, please have carbs. They are the energy source for your body. But the more carb rich your diet is, the faster you will want to eat something after a meal. The more protein rich your diet is with a significant amount of carbohydrates, the more longer you will stay satiated. Okay, how does it help in supporting your weight management? जितनी I've already shared this, जितनी protein rich diet होगी, उतना ही आपका thermogenesis बढ़ेगा, आपका body उतनी ही ज़्यादा calories burn करेगी, आपको full रखेगी for a longer period of time. It will give a rest energy expenditure. It will be monitored. It will promote effective weight management. We've already covered this. Now, what supports in how does fiber support in your weight management? कितनी बार होता है कि if you have a big plate of salad before your meal time, oftentimes by the time you are about to have your meal, your lunch or whatever, you say यार मेरा तो पेट already भरा हुआ है. Why? Because fiber, it gives you a lot of fullness like protein. It is very low in glycemic index. It gives you satiety for a longer period of time. It is very gut friendly. So it helps the probiotics in your gut, decreased fat absorption in your body, definitely helps in reducing your cholesterol, decreases your food intake because you're feeling fuller. आपकी overall health improve होती है because it takes care of your phytonutrients, helps you in weight loss, and very important, आपकी gut motility में बहुत बहुत help करता है fiber. It helps the food to move in your gut through your intestines. It helps you in keeping a clean bowel. It helps you eliminate any kind of constipation or uh, any kind of IBS related issues. Now, how gut microbiota supports your weight management? We have done this a couple of times. I'm sure you guys are well aware. When we are born, nature gives us good bacteria as well as bad bacteria in our gut. The good bacteria is about 85%. These are the entities which are responsible for weight loss, and they help maintain a healthy gut, are called bacteroidetes. The not so good or the bad bacteria are called firmicutes. These are about 15% when we are born. They are responsible for weight gain, and they really make your gut very diabetic. Uh, what we do is, over a period of time, when we start, we grow up and we eat out, and because of the lifestyle that we follow, oftentimes this ratio of 85 to 15% gets reversed, and by the time we are in our teenage and our younger days, um, we have more gut issues because the firmicutes are now about 80% and the bacteroidetes are about 20%. So how do you take care of this? You need to do something called as a gut reset as and when your body requires it to. Oftentimes, when people come onto this program, we definitely ask them to start this program with the gut reset. But at the same time, most of us have started with the gut reset today morning itself, as is very evident on the group. But depending upon what your lifestyle is, depending upon what your body's requirement is, you can do this gut reset once in a quarter, once in 6 months, or twice in a year, depending upon how it works for you. So it's very, very important to restore the settings of your body, of your gut to factory settings जब आपका जन्म हुआ था, because that will help you maintain a healthy gut, that will help you maintain a healthy body in the times to come. Okay, how do minerals help? Vitamins and minerals help in weight management. Deficiency of minerals and vitamins will result in hidden hunger. आप ज्यादा खाओगे क्योंकि आपकी बॉडी को वो न्यूट्रिशन नहीं मिल रहा. आप कैलोरी डेंस फूड खाओगे because that's prepared, that's ready, that comes in a packet, that looks attractive. एनर्जी इम्बैलेंस रहेगा आपकी बॉडी में. आपकी बॉडी का जो ऑप्टिमल फंक्शनिंग है, जो बेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ फंक्शनिंग है, दैट विल गेट डिसरप्टेड इफ यू आर deficient in these nutrients. Vis-a-vis, if you have enough micronutrients, vitamins and minerals in your body, आपकी appetite regulated रहेगी, आपके bowels regulated रहेंगे, आपका gut happy रहेगा, आप excessive नहीं खाओगे, आप nutrition dense food खाओगे instead of calorie dense food. You will have enough energy in your body and your body will work absolutely spot on, also resulting in weight loss or maintaining the weight that you want to. Now, what you eat, an easy choice is meal replacement. Now, if I have to sit and think, okay, what should I have for my lunch or dinner? Oftentimes, I don't know about you, but if I look at people around me, especially in Bangalore, oftentimes people probably half an hour before the meal time is they'll, think and decide what do they want to have. And I always say this, that please, please, please take out an hour or two every single week to plan your week, to plan your meals, because that will ensure that you eat what you're supposed to rather than what you want to. I'm not saying don't eat what you want to, but that should not be, every day cannot be a cheat day for us. So, yes, we're talking about meal replacement essentially because people who are in the corporate, or, if you can have one meal replaced by meal replacement, it will ensure that you're not overeating. It will ensure that you're not eating a calorie dense food, yet at the same time you will feel satiated and your body will get all the nutrients that it requires from this meal replacement. It's a pre-packaged calorie control product available, in a couple of flavors in a powder mix. You can, have it with milk, preferably have it in water. That's the best way to have it. What does it do when you take it for your weight management, for losing weight? Meal replacement will give you the ideal composition of energy, about 2 to 400 calories, protein about 25 to 50% of what you require, vitamins and minerals which are within the recommended daily allowance, and fiber is absolutely adequate what your body requires. Now, iske benefits kya hai? It's available, it's readily available. Ideal is if you can, replace your dinner with that, because it'll keep you lighter and yet give you all the nutrients that are required for your dinner. So ease of adherence, very easy to latch on to it for your dinner. It is controlled portion of calories, yet giving you all the nutrition that it is supposed to. And nutrient retention rahega aapki body mein, which is very important. Absorption hoga, feeling of satiety rahegi, yet at the same time you will not sleep on a heavy stomach, or it will not take too much of time for the body to actually digest the food. So these are the benefits of meal replacement. We very strongly recommend this to you, along with fiber and all plant protein powder. Most of you are already consuming this. Our NutriLIT all plant protein powder is 100% vegetarian protein source. It has a PDCA score, which is protein digestibility corrected amino acid score of 1, which means कि जितना भी आप खा रहे हैं 100% of it is getting absorbed by your body. And this combined with 2 different flavors of meal replacement, which is chocolate and vanilla, you can decide whichever you like more. Like I said, so it's a clean label, food specially for used for weight control and management. Please, please, please latch onto it if you are looking at losing weight. 2 scoops of this with 300 ml of skimmed milk, or this with all plant protein powder, is an excellent combination to feel full, feel satiated, and not feel the need to eat after anything after this. Protein and fiber provides you a satiety. You can have it in different combinations. I usually put all of these together and consume. That takes care of my daily requirement. Also, vitamins and minerals support metabolism and your immunity. We all need a very strong immunity every other day because of the pollution, because of environmental factors, because ye virus, wo virus, this, that. And why do we fall prey to this? Because our personalized immunity is always compromised. So you need to make sure that your immunity stays strong. When you take care of your calories, it is balanced with 25 essential vitamins and minerals. It contains all the antioxidants, vitamin A, C, E, and minerals like zinc, copper, and selenium. Very, very important for the upkeep of your immunity. It also has Garcinia cambogia, very, very strong element which significantly helps you in weight loss. It is potential anti-obesity agent. आपकी it helps reduce your energy intake. आपके serotonin और glucose intake को monitor करता है. It provides you satiety and it will very significantly, like I said, help you in keeping your weight in check. It has a low glycemic index and it has a low glycemic load as well. If you remember in the last session that I did, we had studied about glycemic index versus glycemic load. Glycemic index value of the nutritious shake is about 22 and its glycemic load is 5.2 when you have it with 300 ml of skimmed milk. If it is 23 when you have it with water and 2 scoops of all plant protein powder, and 2.3 when you have it with water, and that is glycemic load of it. So absolutely body friendly and glycemic load and index friendly for you to have. Benefits of having running sorry, I am unable to see this. I'll have to. Okay, benefits of planning your meals in advance. My all-time favorite topic. You will make sure कि आपके portions controlled हैं. You will not overeat. आप impulse eating नहीं करोगे. You will not grab onto or latch onto whatever is available in front of your eyes. Rather, you will plan your meal. If you are planning your meal, you will save a lot of time in actually thinking कि मुझे क्या खाना है और अब जो मुझे खाना है वो मेरे पास आधा सामान है नहीं, so now I need to procure this, and hence you will get lazy and you will resort to whatever is readily available. It is definitely cost effective because it's one round to the market probably once a week and you can save on money instead of last minute shopping. It supports your weight management goals and it definitely promotes healthy habits. Trust me, if you can, one of the biggest advantages, one of the biggest blessings that I have received being a part of this community is that somebody like me who would probably have about 5 meals every single week outside, at least meals every single week. Now, the thought of actually eating out really, I wouldn't say it scares me, but it really puts me at unrest. Why? Because I know whatever I'm going to be eating out is going to be more dense, empty calories. It's going to be, definitely not cooked in one of the most ideal mediums. So it changes this entire community. It changes your wiring with the way you look at food. You definitely understand how food can be your biggest friend and not enemy. So, yes, it will promote a healthy habit for you if you plan your week, if you plan your meals in advance, because then you're procuring what you're supposed to eat and not every single day what you're wanting to eat, which could be very, very high in calories. It's a more structured approach to your nutrition and your well-being. And finally, we always love to end our meetings with shine. So yes, please, please, please have your gratitude and optimism. Please send it out to your deity, to the universe, whatever you believe in, because I feel the biggest blessing that we can give or the biggest vibe that we can give to the person next to us or the person in the mirror is being optimistic about our lives every single day. Trust me, if you're all sitting with a gadget in our hand listening to this presentation, and if you can understand what I am saying, we are already amongst the top 5 to 10% people in this world. We are totally blessed and we need to be thankful about it. Have your nutrition daily. Have your nutrition for your physical being. Have your nutrition for your mental being. Very, very important as to what is going on in mentally within the 2 years of yours. uh, Learn something new every day when I talk about your mental nutrition, because that will keep you going. The world is changing at an extremely fast pace. If you can't learn it all, definitely try and learn something new every single day. That will keep you abreast and you will not go back very much in the line. Visualize what you want from this community, visualize what you want in life, put it down on a piece of paper, put it on a chart in your room so that you look at it every single day and it reminds you, I'm sure there must have been days that you would have seen it on the group. Okay, people are sharing. You would have just gone through what people have put up in the group, and then you would have moved on to the next chat. But as long as you're a part of this community, whether or not you're actually doing what you're supposed to, we are making sure that we can send you a subtle reminder every single day that there is a purpose, there is a reason, there is an aim and objective because of which you've joined this community. So if we can help you visualize that, I'm sure you will be able to come on track with that someday or the other. And yes, please choose a form of exercise, a workout, so that you can do that daily. It could be walk, it could be swimming, it could be cycling, it could be gymming, it could be running, it could be yoga, it could be dancing, it could be pilates. Whatever you enjoy the most, please pick a form of exercise. This community, this leadership, Farooq's mentoring, Raj and Anu's hand holding, Anaita's inputs, this entire community helped me transform. This entire community helped me maintain what I achieved. And I'm super proud of it and extremely grateful for this transformation. And I hope that this session and this community is able to bring whatever transformation that you're looking for in your health if you continue doing the good practices and following whatever we ask you to. With that, I am done for today, and I over to you, Ruchita.
Thank you so much, Deepika. That was amazing and very well explained. Thank you so much for that. With that, guys, we come to an end of this power pack session. And until we see you in the next one, good night, stay safe. Goodbye.